Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, Master's in Counseling Psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic, healer, and yogi. In this episode, I'm going to share the astrology update for May 2021. Stay tuned to the end of the episode when I give my sun sign forecast for each sign. Welcome to the episode on the astrology of May 2021. Stay tuned to the end of the episode when I give my sun sign predictions for each sign. I will share the key dates and astrological activities during the month of May and then go back and give more details. May is going to be quite the hectic month with several planets parading through genial Gemini, making for gregarious and convivial conversations. The pace picks up in a madcap manner as if we're all racing to the end of the month finish line. Well, it might feel that we are hitting a deadline at the end of May metaphorically, but astrologically, we are hitting big celestial showstoppers, including Saturn going retrograde on May 23rd, followed by a full moon, blood moon lunar eclipse on May 26th with the sun in Gemini and moon in Sagittarius, topped off with the cherry of manic Mercury in Gemini turning retrograde on May 29th. That's right, it's eclipse season again with a mercurial twist. Hang on to your hats. Go back and listen to my previous podcasts on eclipses to get the scoop on what is in store at the end of May through June 2021. Those were released in the spring of 2020. Check out my podcasts on lunar and solar eclipses. Get ready and poised for the end of May display. Blood moon lunar eclipse, Saturn retrograde, Mercury retrograde. Oh my! Here are the key dates for the astrology of May 2021. May 3rd, Mercury transits into Gemini. May 8th, Venus transits Gemini through June 2nd. May 11th is the new moon in Taurus. May 13th, Jupiter moves into Pisces until July 28th, 2021. May 20th, Sun transits into Gemini. May 23rd, Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius. May 26th, full moon lunar eclipse with the sun in Gemini and the moon in Sagittarius. May 29th, Mercury is retrograde until June 22nd, 2021. April showers reap May flowers as the fecund, fertile Taurus terrain begins to bloom with fresh florets and inspired ideas, thanks to 4 planets in Taurus at May's onset. The Venusian goddess is back worshiping in her Taurian temple, asking that we honor our own temples, which are our physical bodies. And we become very discerning what we take into our physical and energetic sheaths. Venus in Taurus urges self-care and self-preservation. Mercury merges into Gemini on May 3rd, accelerating activities and pushing us back out into the world to connect and communicate. Mercury marches with frenetic footsteps to pick up the pace and get things done. Venus joins the Gemini Genius Jubilee on May 8th, leaving her Taurian temple to manage Mercury's manic momentum. Venus in Gemini is ready to make a love connection, giving those dating apps and sites a try. Newly single people will come out of the woodwork looking for love in all the wrong places. Tune into Carrie Brad's Shot at Love podcast to get the scoop on dating in the spring and summer of 2021. Mercury is racing against a deadline, trying to get all the goods before the full moon lunar eclipse of May 26th and Mercury retrograde redux kicks in on May 29th, which will muddle mercurial movement until June 22nd. Big green light for go in making big purchases such as cars, computers, electronics, and even houses from May 3rd through May 23rd, 2021. The buck stops here on May 23rd as Saturn goes retrograde and the karmic lord pulls the plug on the planetary party. Taurus new moon arrives on May 11th, asking for us to get very grounded, centered, focus on financial and physical security and well-being. This lunar cycle focuses on restoration of health, upgrading our physical body, activating our light body, regeneration of our life force, and to ride the waves of change on the new Earth. Uranus and Taurus moving towards a square with Saturn and Aquarius augurs shocks and shifts in the coming months. Enjoy the relative calmness of this new moon in Taurus and plant seeds for future flowerings in shifting sands. This new moon in Taurus occurs at 21 to 22 degrees of Taurus. According to Dane Rudar, who translated the Sabian symbol system of archetypal descriptions of the 360 degrees of the zodiac, 22 degrees of Taurus is symbolized by white dove flying over troubled waters. The keynote here at this new moon is that spiritual inspiration that comes to the individual in overcoming of crisis. How apropos at this time. We are all currently overcoming the coronavirus crisis, and the peaceful presence of the white dove offers inspiration from spiritual sources in our collective calamity. Connecting with our soul powers and aligning with higher self provide protection and offer revivification and recrudescence during precarious periods. Sun transits into Gemini on May 20th, join Mercury and Venus in the sign of the twins. Watch out for duplicity and don't believe everything you hear, especially when details haven't been fully developed. The winds of ecliptic change pick up at the end of May, and it begins to make it feel very different than the relative calmness of early May. Drum roll, please. Here comes the full moon lunar eclipse on May 26, 2021 at 7:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a blood moon total lunar eclipse. Yikes! Not those damn blood moon lunar eclipses again. They hit us hard in 2016. And look what happened here in the United States. This full moon lunar eclipse on May 26 will be visible in Australia, parts of the western United States, western South America, and in Southeast Asia. You will see a super full moon totally eclipsed in those areas for about 14 minutes, weather permitting. Remember from previous podcasts that those areas where the eclipse falls will be affected by weird weather anomalies and geomagnetic earth shifts in the coming months post-eclipse. And again, I urge you to go back and listen to the podcast on lunar eclipses that was made in the spring of 2020 on Cosmic Scene. At this full moon lunar eclipse on May 26, the astrological polarity of Gemini and Sagittarius is triggered, and those born during those sun signs will be affected strongly. The moon in Sagittarius wants to focus on the big picture, but it's not clear where we are going due to the moon being eclipsed. Sun is in Gemini, can obscure the truth with fibs and white lies, and Sagittarius wants the truth. We have to decipher the truth for ourselves in June at the solar eclipse on June 9th, because we will be bombarded by two sides of the story and many different versions of the truth. It is important to be grounded and open to various realities. Information which has been withheld, hidden, and censored, especially around the vaccine agenda, will be revealed. Also, what about all those unidentified flying objects and the Mars explorations, etc., etc.? Just watch the Gaia.com channel, Gaia.com channel, for more mysteries which need to be revealed. This full moon will open up Pandora's box as retrograde Saturn in Aquarius, activating this full moon wants the facts and truth. The people are ready. Lunar eclipses tend to bring out the shadow of what has been hidden, and solar eclipses shed further light on the necessary actions needed to resolve the shadow issues and take action to move forward. This is a good time to ensure your life is following the trajectory of your future intentions for health, wealth, prosperity, love, and happiness, or make adjustments necessary to move in that direction. This Sagittarius full moon occurs at 5 degrees Sagittarius. According to the Sabian symbol interpretation, Sagittarius 5 is, quote, an old owl sits alone on the branch of a large tree. This makes me chuckle because as I write this, I just watched President Biden's 100th day in office address to the country, and I think he could be considered as an old owl. Here is the keynote of this Sabian symbol for the full moon on May 26, Sagittarius 5. The keynote is, quote, a poised and wise approach to existence based on a clear perception of unconscious factors and their operation. The owl has always been a symbol of wisdom, and its hooting call has evoked a rise to mysterious and hidden elements in life. The owl functions lucidly in the night aspect of existence. His eyes see what men normally fail to perceive. He represents that consciousness which is active where the processes of life normally escape the attention of the personal ego and its intellect. It suggests the possibility of developing a wisdom beyond tragedy, a peace and poise beyond conflict. One might speak here of translucidity, unquote. Mercury retrograde on May 29th adds the icing to the end of the month May Day calls. Mercury retrogrades in home sign of Gemini from May 29th until June 22nd. More exposure of hidden information and shocking revelations pop up daily during this time. Mercury retrograde will allow for a recalibration of our mind and emotions. Equanimity and neutrality in our emotions is required now so that we can handle whatever arises from a place of clear-mindedness. As always, during a Mercury retrograde cycle, allow more time and be flexible, especially if you are traveling by air or car. There will be many schedule changes, delays, and cancellations. We're seeing air flight schedules changing from day to day post-pandemic because they can. I've noticed that they are putting in more layovers as opposed to direct flights. This is a hassle for travelers and make trips longer. Also, changings of flight can happen up to 3 days or even the day of an actual flight. So make sure you check and things are on time and make your arrangements accordingly. During Mercury retrograde, it's always advisable to refrain from buying big purchase items, especially communication devices such as computers. Obstacles may occur when buying houses or cars or signing leases and contracts. Saturn is also retrograde during this time, which adds another level of frustration and delay.
Now that the days are getting longer here in the Northern Hemisphere, and the sun is still up into the evening hours, it's a great time to relax at the end of a long day with a nice glass of rosé. But you can't stand the yucky pesticides, chemicals, and fillers in most wines. Well, let me tell you about Scout and Cellar clean crafted wines. Scout and Cellar comes in varietals of rosé, whites, reds, and sparkling wines. Scout and Cellar is organic, clean crafted wine free of synthetic pesticides, chemical additives, and low in sulfites. Order yours now at www.scoutandcellar.com/Jill Jardine and begin enjoying clean crafted wine straight from the grape to your glass.
Welcome to the part of the episode you've been waiting for. Sun sign forecast for each sign. We'll start with the birthday kids, Taurus. Happy birthday, Taurus, born between April 21st and May 21st. Here's your forecast. Your solar return features a torrid Taurian love fest with 4 planets, including Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus, basking in the fertile and fecund Taurian terrain through early May. Uranus keeps bouncing new realities your way, but Venus is lazily luxuriating in her palatial planetary home and quite content. Best to act after Venus shifts into Gemini on May 9th. Taurus new moon arrives on May 11th, and you're like an Irish leprechaun counting your lucky stars. Taurus is living proof that good things come to those who wait, and patience is a virtue. It's now your time to receive, Taurus. Your lucky days are May 10th and 11th. Gemini, born May 21st through June 21st. Mercury mania blasts in on May 3rd when Mercury glides home to Gemini, joined by Venus on May 9th and the Sun on May 20th. Birthdays will be a blast for those born between May 20th and the 26th. Much will be accomplished by Geminis in early May, and you will feel like you are in a whirlwind. Make haste and get your house in order and buckle down the hatches before the ecliptic gales blow in at the full moon lunar eclipse on May 26th. If that wasn't enough, Mercury goes retro in your sign on May 29th, creating delays and derailing the best laid plans. Tag, you're at Gemini, a key player in the ecliptic game of tag, which started in June 2020 and continues through 2021. Don't worry, you're not carrying the burden alone. Sagittarius, your polar sign, is bearing some brunt too. Your lucky days are May 12th, 13th, and 14th. Cancer, born June 21st through July 21st. Cancer feels comforted in Taurian terrain. Don't get too stagnant, though. Make sure you exercise and focus on your health. But you can enjoy relative emotional calm before the storm in early May, before the winds of change roar in under ecliptic energies and Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. Certain things will come to closure as cycles end and when Mercury and Venus move into your 12th house of endings in May. Cancer, prepare your body, mind, and spirit to receive the influx of new energies this summer. Your lucky days are May 15th and 16th. Leo, born July 21st through August 21st. Leo gets no love from Taurian planets squaring your sun. You feel like you're taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You can choose to be a Debbie Downer and push your agendas, or you can chill out and wait for genial and generous Gemini to arrive and give you a pick-me-up and change of luck. Sun, Venus, and Mercury move into your career house, allowing for professional gains, but keeping you task-driven and forging ahead. There's much to do before Mercury goes retrograde on May 29th, so keep your nose to the grindstone. You'll come up for air soon enough. Leo, your lucky days are May 17th, 18th, and 19th. Virgo, born August 21st through September 21st. Virgo receives nice benefits from the Taurian planetary party. Uranus even offers some breakthroughs that can appear instantaneously. Early may feel like a walk in the park, so get out and have some fun. All work and no play makes Virgo a boring star mate. Make hay under the Taurus sun, because when Gemini kicks up its ecliptic storms and retrograde rebellion in late May, you might not be ready for this mercurial madness. Even the best laid plans of mice and men in Virgo can go astray. Your lucky days are May 20th through 21st. Libra, born September 21st to October 21st. Taurian planets transiting your 8th house of other people's money may bring unexpected windfalls or financial boons. You are inspired to get organized. Clean up the clutter and throw out the old to make room for the new. Saturn goes retrograde on May 23rd and Mercury redux rolls in on May 29th, which allows you to reevaluate what is truly important to you. Create space in your life to receive more of what you really value. Libra, your lucky days are May 22nd and May 23rd. Scorpio, born October 21st to November 21st. Scorpio received a boost from the late April Scorpio full moon and Pluto retrograde. There may have been a financial influx. You can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. But Taurus planets opposing your sun in early May push you even harder to achieve your goals and make those hovering deadlines. You are learning how to be in the present moment and take each task at a time. Refrain from postulating about the future. Things will unfold as they are meant to be. Remember, you can't control what others will do. Saturn and Mercury retrograde at the end of May provide some breathing space and time to take a break from work. Go out and have some fun, Scorpio. Your lucky days are May 24th and May 25th. Sagittarius, born approximately November 21st to December 21st. After so much excitement with Aries planets lighting your fires in April, you thud down to earth in early May. You feel sluggish and wonder why all your motivation leaked out. Money and other mundane concerns take the forefront, and you crave stimulation and inspiration. As planets Mercury, Venus, and Sun shift into Gemini, new people show up in your life to incite and invigorate. Full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius on May 26th and Mercury retrograde in Gemini at the end of the month forces you to look at shadow content seeping up to the surface. You can't move forward until you deal with your past. Your lucky days, Sagittarius, are May 26th and May 27th. Capricorn, born approximately December 21st through January 21st. Capricorn is boosted by the influx of Taurian planets, and it shows up as ching, 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 money in your bank account. Your life flows with a calm and comfortable ease. You check off the tasks on your to-do list effortlessly. Pluto retrograde in your sign allows you to go back and even handle some of the chores you had put off until later. Pluto retrograde in your sign allows you to regenerate and prepare for recrudescence of your creative life expression in the coming months. You might even feel relief with Saturn and Mercury retrograde cycle in late May, unlike most, because you truly can take a much-deserved break from outward events and focus on your inner process. Capricorn, your lucky days are May 1st, May 2nd, May 28th, and May 29th. You go, Capricorn, with 4 lucky days. Aquarius, born approximately January 21st to February 19th. Aquarius feels pressurized in early May as if you're running to the finish line and have so many ducks to get in order before the looming deadlines of Saturn retrograde in your sign on May 23rd, full moon lunar eclipse on May 26th, and Mercury retrograde cycle, which kicks in on May 29th. You have to be vigilant in keeping the collective conundrum away from interfering interfering with the revivification of your body, mind, and spirit. You are birthing something big, and this quickening process needs respect and nurturance. Your challenge is to stay focused in the present moment in early May, and don't worry about the big picture you are envisioning for your life. It will all come together during July and August when 2 Aquarius full moons bless you with results for your efforts. Your lucky days are May 3rd, May 4th, May 30th, and 31st. You go to Aquarius for lucky days. Pisces, born February 19th through May 20th. The erratic Uranian energy and planets in Taurus push you out into the world, picking up the pace. Others may demand your attention. Don't give it all away or overextend. Make sure you don't deplete your restored reservoir of life force energy and disturb the balance of your precarious Piscean pulse. You are still in the process of regenerating and awaiting your renaissance. Taurus new moon on May 11th provides relief and renewal. Your lucky days, Pisces, are May 5th and 6th. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Pisces. Aries, born March 21st through April 21st. The pace slows down post-birthday celebrations, and you seek more incitement and invigoration. Stimulation seeps back in as planets shift into Gemini throughout the month. However, the Taurus influx in early May forces you to deal with mundane matters and take a deep, hard look at your finances. What steps can you take to reboot your fiscal affairs? Perhaps you have too many irons in the fire for money-making ideas. Enkindle and empower those which are the next practical steps in the process. Mercury retrograde allows you to review and regroup. Looking forward to resurgence ignited by friendly fire during the Leo equinox in July. Your lucky days, Aries, are May 7th, May 8th, and May 9th. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. Remember to subscribe, download, and share this episode and all episodes of Cosmic Scene. And it's Taurus equinox, so put your money where your mouth is and support Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine in any way you can. This is Cosmic Scene signing off, sending you healing cosmic vibrations through the quantum field.